study abroad? Great! At DreamStudiesAbroad.com we give you free information to help you prepare for studying abroad. Here's a checklist with 10 steps for studying abroad. In this video I will only talk briefly about each step, but in coming videos I will go into more details. So here we go. Step number 1. Know what you want to achieve. You can never reach your goal if you don't know what your goal is. So take some time to figure out why you want to study abroad and what you hope to achieve there. This will have a big influence on the decisions you'll need to do when you plan your studies. Step number 2. Find the right school. There are thousands of schools out there, and there's no school that's right for everyone. That is why it's so important to know what you want to achieve, so you can narrow down the search to the schools that match your criteria. Are you interested in a particular country and/or subject? What are your limits when it comes to tuition fee and language of tuition? The next step is to have a closer look at your shortlisted schools. What are their pros and cons? What do other students say about them? Read reviews, but don't trust them completely. Remember that the reviewer isn't you. Step number 3. Go on your own or through an organization. There are 3 main paths that you can take if you want to study abroad. Take an exchange semester through your current school, go through an agency, or arrange everything on your own. And there are of course pros and cons to every solution. To take an exchange semester abroad through your current school, you need to be enrolled in a school that has an exchange agreement with the school that you're interested in. If you manage to secure a place, and they can often be limited, this can be a good solution. You get help from your current school, and usually you can study at the same price and conditions as you would at home, so basically making this semester abroad a part of your current education program. If you apply through an education agency, on the other hand, you'll always have to pay for the tuition fee and other costs. The advantage is that a good agency can help you with most of the steps on the way, and they have more schools to choose from. But you're still limited to the schools that they have agreements with, and just make sure that the agent have your best interest in mind and that they don't overcharge. The last option is to apply on your own. That definitely requires some effort, but it can also be a great learning experience. You can apply to any school in the world, and you don't have to worry about being overcharged. At DreamStudiesAbroad.com you find a lot of resources that can help you if you decide to apply on your own. Feel free to ask us questions about studying abroad. We're here to help. Step number 4. Apply. Once you know where and how you want to study, it is time to apply. Here I recommend quality instead of quantity. Don't apply to many schools at once. Go for your top choice and deliver a quality application that includes everything that they ask for, and where you spend some time on writing the requested motivation letters, etc. Nowadays you can often get a reply within a couple of weeks of submitting a complete application. Therefore, if you're not accepted, you still have time to apply for another school, as long as you apply on time in the first case. Step number 5. Make a budget. Make sure that you can afford your studies abroad. Make a budget where you summarize all estimated costs for tuition fee, school materials, housing, food, travel, insurance and other living expenses. Compare this with the money you have available. Is it enough? Do you need a scholarship or a job to get by? It's very important to sort this out before you go, maybe even before you apply. It's not so difficult. We will get back to this topic in a separate video later on. Step number 6. Student visa. Unless you're an EU student studying within EU, you will most likely need a student visa. Without it, your study abroad dream will be cut short already at the airport. So make sure to check which visa you need and apply on time. Usually the first step is to get accepted to a school abroad, and then they will issue the documents you need to support your visa application. We will create visa guides to the most popular study destinations, so keep an eye open. Step number 7. Student housing. Where you live will have a big impact on your experience when you study abroad. The easiest option is usually to book a dorm room or host family through your school if they have such options. But sometimes it's cheaper to find your own accommodation upon arrival. In that case, I recommend that you book something temporary to begin with and find a more permanent solution once you're at the location and can check it out in person. Step number 8, student insurance. Do not forget to book a student insurance. Many people think that, oh, it won't happen to me, I don't get sick, I can afford to lose my iPhone. But can you afford to lose a kidney? Pay 100,000 euros or dollars to be picked up by an ambulance helicopter? Or pay for damages that you cause? If not, get a student insurance. In fact, many schools will demand that you have one. You can read more about it on our website, where we have a guide answering some questions. Step number 9, packing. Now we get to the easy part, right? Just pack up everything that you need for a year abroad without exceeding the luggage limits. No problem at all. I remember when I went as an exchange student to the US when I was 18. I weighed 64 kilo and my luggage weighed 56. And back then bags did not have wheels. Oh my god. Anyway, I will post a separate pack list later, but for now just remember your passport, your visa, your insurance, your enrollment documents, and of course adapters, chargers and some local currency is always good to have. Step number 10, the trip to your place of study. Finally, it's time to take off. Just make sure that you arrive in the right airport and know how to get from there to your accommodation. Nowadays the cheapest option is usually to book on your own online. You usually get a better price if you book early, but don't book before your course and possibly your visa is confirmed. Step number 11. I'm running out of t-shirts. No, that's it, we're done. And that was a lot of info, but we will get back with more in-depth videos later on. Please subscribe to follow our updates. Thanks for watching and don't forget to dream big.